Emotional Brandon Graham, and that caused a whole bunch of nonsense this week. But nonsense that I think was
needed.
Well, yeah, I think it was needed, and yesterday was needed as well. So yesterday, both A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts spoke. A.J. held court at his locker. Jalen Hurts spoke with his weekly press conference, and we're going to play a lot of it today and let you hear what those guys said. I'll just tell you off the bat, though, Hugh, I feel better than I did a couple days ago after hearing those guys. They seem like they are ready to be more grown up about this, right? Now, are they in a great place? I don't know. We're going to hear from them talking about it here in a second. I don't know if these guys are the best of friends, but like you just alluded to, they don't have to be. And after listening yesterday, I do feel like they're both in a mature place to try to move through this.
And that's all that matters.
It is. Let's hear from A.J. Brown yesterday at his locker. First time speaking since saying, the issue is passing. Here's A.J. yesterday.
BG is just being BG. He's emotional. In that case, he just misspoke. Me and Jalen are good. So he's BG, guys. So everybody loves BG. He's speaking from the heart. He's just giving his perception on something from the outside. So
he's around you guys all the time. Could you see where there might be a misperception based off of
I think that's what everybody. I think that's what the world did. They perceived what I said about passing and felt like it was an attack on Jalen, and I think that's what he did. Me and Jalen relationship is personal, so yeah, I see that.
So A.J. Brown saying, listen, they're good. BG, maybe he got a little emotional there, and nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Jalen Hurts in his weekly press conference. Here is his take on the relationship between him and A.J. Brown.
Your relationship with A.J. Obviously predates your time together here. Is there ways that is a helpful thing for you? And on the flip side, are there tests kind of given the dynamics of quarterback, wide receiver, high-pressure environment?
Yeah, I think, sometimes things change as dynamics change. But for him, he knows I had a lot of love for him, just like I got a lot of love for all these guys. And ultimately, he's a guy that's a competitor. He wants to win. He damn sure wants the ball, and he wants to make an impact in the game, and I respect that, and that's just like all of us.
Hugh, what's your feeling on all this after hearing both of them speak yesterday? And they both, I thought they did a good job. I thought Jalen's probably spoke as
he did the best. That's probably the best I've heard Jalen speak when asked a direct question about relationships.
I totally agree. He didn't dance around it. He didn't give a one-word answer. He didn't, kind of pause a lot like he did during the series or anything. Yes, he gave an answer. And I thought he handled himself like a franchise quarterback yesterday. Hugh, what's your feeling today after hearing both of them speak on their relationship yesterday?
That's all it needs to be, Joe. I mean, I know for a lot of people, we're still going to read into this and feel the way that we feel. But as long as it's functional, that's the only thing that matters. As long as he figures out a way to get A.J. Brown involved in that offense, that's all that matters. Because once you win the Super Bowl, and I'm speaking it into existence, this is going to be a footnote in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. It's a big deal now partly because of what was said, and you got a lot of mouths and voices speaking about this. This is why I don't like to air family business, because I saw something last night. Your podcast boy, Micah Parsons, he had something to say.
What did he do?
And he broke down. He did his homework, and there was some validity to what he was saying as far as the targets for A.J. Brown have went down over the years. Mm-hmm. There's some validity to that, but we're winning. But the thing that bothered me the most was that it was a Dallas Cowboy speaking on Eagles business.
Well, because the Eagles put it out there.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And that's why you can't put family business in the street, because you have people that are on the outside looking in. And like I said, his stats were valid. I can't knock his stats. But the fact that he's speaking on it rubbed me the wrong way.
Of course. And everyone has spoken about it. It's been the biggest story in sports this week. 215-592-9494. You said something there. Jalen said something there. He knows A.J. wants the ball. Hugh said you just said it, Hugh, as long as you get him the football. So do you feel like they should get him the ball more? Like, should they target him more on Sunday?
When I say this, please hear what I'm saying.
Oh, boy.
I think they should, but not to the detriment of the team. Not to the detriment of the team.
Well, of course. I mean, obviously, if you try to get him the ball more, you're trying to help the team. Hugh, I listened yesterday, and I feel better about their relationship, but I am curious now as we speak about this. 215-592-9494. I don't think that Sunday's game plan should be any different than the game plans of the last 8 or 9 weeks. Run the football. I like A.J. Brown. You mentioned Micah Parsons commenting on his targets. Everyone's commenting on his targets. Jalen Hurts is talking yesterday about A.J. Brown's targets. I don't think they should have a focus Sunday on getting A.J. Brown the ball. I think they should just do what has worked, which is run the football. Now, Jalen can be more efficient in the throws and the times he drops back to actually pass, but I don't want that. I don't want them to change anything. Hugh, that's now my question. All right, so we got through this, right? We moved past this. They're okay. They're speaking cordially about each other. But, Hugh, I think your instinct is one that might be in Jalen's head. It might be in Kellen Moore's head, like, hey, everyone's okay now, but obviously he's annoyed about the way the passing game is. Maybe we get him the ball more to keep him happy, and that could be to a detriment. Could be.
When I say that, because I think people feel like the game is going to skew a totally different way than what it's been skewing. That's not what I mean. I think that there has been a conscious effort over the last couple of weeks to try to throw the football, and it just hasn't happened. Mm-hmm. So when I say get him the football, I'm going to use that word that you hate that I use all the time. Be efficient with it. Because there's a lot of times when we talk about the sacks that were taken, he took like 4 sacks last week, right? Yeah. Those are passing downs. Those are downs where he was trying to throw the football. Mm-hmm. Be more efficient in those downs. Be more efficient in the plays that you call that allow him to get open. Not saying that they aren't efficient, because I don't know. Like, there's a whole lot to unpack when it comes to the way that the quarterback is playing. Sure, but when the star receiver doesn't get the ball till a minute left in the first half, that's not normal. No, right, that's not normal. It's not normal. That's what I'm saying, Joe. So whatever it is, because there's a lot of unquantifiable intangibles. Oh, here we go. Here we go at 10:09. I just like because that probably annoys a lot of people. But there are that maybe if you help figure those out, we can get the ball to him earlier, and we can still stay on course for what we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. Maybe. Or you can run the football, and A.J. can get the ball when it comes to him. 215-592-9494. Let's hear from A.J. Part of the reason he said he was so vocal on Sunday is he doesn't want to see this season end up like it has the last couple of years where they're good, but they have a flaw and they can't get over it.
We went to the Super Bowl and lost. We tried again next year. It was 10 and whatever our record is, and it was a landslide. And here we go again. And it's something that we can correct right now while we have the opportunity. And that's why I was bringing the awareness or bringing it to everybody's attention. Like, it's something we can focus on.
So AJ's kind of saying, hey, listen, a couple years ago we got close, we didn't win it. Last year we fell apart. Mm-hmm. I spoke up so it doesn't happen again. AJ's saying, listen, I'm all out for the good of everyone, but he also wants the football. We know that. He was upset on Sunday because he didn't get the football. 215-592-9494. Where do you come down on this? Should the Eagles Sunday just do what's worked, or try to focus on getting A.J. Brown targets? You've been on this all week. This is not just your opinion off of yesterday. You want to get him the football. I'm not going into the game with any sort of different game plan than I've had the last 9 weeks because it's worked. And you don't have to. But here's the thing. And I think that Jason Avant said it best. This team, and I'm ad-libbing because I don't know what he exactly said because I'm getting it secondhand, but he said something to the effect that for as well as this team runs the football, it's very, very difficult for us to pass the ball. And it shouldn't be that way. That's the part that needs to be. It should be easier because football 1-on-1. Mm-hmm. You put 8 in the box, you got some favorable matchups on the perimeter. You have that's just natural. Hell, I know that. You put an extra man in the box, you're taking somebody out of the secondary, and you're making it so that it's easier to make those passes. You just as a quarterback, you just have to find the holes in the defense and get the ball to your playmakers. So with that being said, I'm not asking anybody to do anything different. I'm not saying, because I think like when people hear me say give him the football, I think a lot of people are thinking like we're going into the game and like the first 6 plays go straight to AJ. Yeah, I don't hear that from you. But I do think when we say focus on him, he hasn't been the focus for a long time now, and they've won games. Like, he's a great player. It's not an indictment on AJ Brown in the slightest. They just have found a formula to win that doesn't include him as the focal point. 215-592-9494. Should the Eagles focus on getting AJ Brown targets? Here's what when you say that, Hugh, I hear you, and I know you're talking about efficiency and being smart about it. I just don't want in Jalen's head Sunday, hey, we just had a weird week around here. I got to get AJ the ball earlier, and he forces one, and it's tipped, and it's a pick, and all of a sudden we're down 6 or 7 for no reason when they have a game plan that works.